There they will pick it up in 30 seconds. The doctors picked it up like this. But here I went for tests. Cost me a lot of money, and they told today it's a year later.
You've been treated in Zambia.
Yeah.
So, okay, there you are in Zambia, you've got malaria. How did you know where to go?
The border.
You
One time it happened in Lusaka, and okay, you cannot say it happened there because that mosquito could have bite
Wherever,
me 2 weeks back.
yeah.
But the thing is, I got sick in Lusaka. There's nice hospitals there.
So you just
And-
went to the hospital.
Yeah, they've got the UN clinics.
Okay.
You don't pay, they will treat you. And then the other day I was very sick lying in my truck, and one of my, it's also a South African guy, Freddy. He got a taxi and he took me to, what is that place? Shirundu at the border.
And while you were gone from your truck, how did you secure
I
the
was
truck?
in a truck stop.
And why is a truck stop secure?
They've got guards there. You pay equivalent of, it's 30,000 kwachas. So it's equivalent of about 20 rand per night to stand there.
And they do a good job.
Yeah, we've got only certain ones that we use. We have, the company I worked for has been in the game for 20 years, so they know which ones to, they will tell you also.
Tell me about the Maasai you used once to guard your truck.
Yeah, that's another story. In Tanzania, I hired a guy there. Cost me about 20 rand a day or so, 50, I cannot remember. I paid him in shillings with his spear and his purple blanket around him. But you cannot come within 20 meters of my truck.
He just tells everybody, this is no
Yeah.
man's land for anybody but you.
Yeah, he will. Those, I mean, they are warriors. They will protect you with their life.
Very interesting.
One thing I heard about the Maasai, I've got a friend that's collecting old firearms and spears and bows and what. So I wanted to buy from that specific guy his spear, but he was an old Madala. He's got feathers and what on it. So then he said to me, no, you can't. If he dies, that thing goes to his son. So what he did, he made me a new one. Mine has got nothing on it, only the piece
Blade,
of steel in top and the wooden thing. Mine is plain.
You got to start over with earning.
Yeah, but I didn't kill anybody, so I don't have any feathers on it.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yeah. It's wars that they go through. Then they get like a colored ring or a piece of copper. It depends on what they're doing with it. I don't know their whole culture. But it's very interesting. He won't give that thing. He will die with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
That thing goes to his son. And his son's sons get it. So
that
it's
is an heirloom.
traveling, yeah. It's got a history on it. That whole thing.
So if you are Maasai and if we were all Maasai and I come to you and I check your spear that you've
Then
been
it's like
receiving.
you are a general, you've killed plenty people, and he's got a plain one, so he's just a rookie.
But then I also see your dad's history on your spear and his dad's history on the spear.
Yeah, and then in that way, it's like a piece of respect you're holding there.
That's
So
a very fascinating piece of information just because of the genealogy
And the one thing, Maasai
and
don't sell their
tradition.
cows.
They don't sell
They
their
don't
cows.
sell. They don't sell. They will only kill if they are hungry for the village. The rest, they've got thousands and thousands of them.
And they
They
just keep
won't
them.
sell a cow. Never.
And so there's a problem with them eating too much and they've got
But
too
they
many.
are doing it nice. They don't overgraze their land. I don't know how they do it. I've seen them plenty times, but their fields are 100%. They actually plant for their cows.
Oh,
You-
that's
I-
good. That's good.
You must remember, Tanzania is there's plenty water. Plenty water. So, and the animals are in very good condition.
What opportunities are there
The
up
thing I
north?
saw in Tanzania, is,
Sure.
for example, everywhere in Africa you'll get, especially Zimbabwe, cows and goats running across the road. That's a big problem for our truckers, at night especially, and donkeys. In Tanzania, if the police catches a cow in the street, they will lock up the owner. They will find him and lock him up. What they do is they've got a wooden pen that they hit into the ground with a piece of leather, like a I don't know what you call it.
A shoestring.
Yeah, shoestring. Then they will tie, the cow is not getting hurt or anything, but he can't reach the road. He will just graze. Tomorrow they will take it out, put it that side, and then he will graze there. It's not supposed to cross a road. Or if it can, but then it must be guided by a person.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that, even in South Africa, it's a problem. Animals in the road.
My brother went up north and actually hit a black calf in the road just after dusk, just getting dark, and he totaled his whole calf.
Yeah, yeah.
So have you hit something on the road?
A friend of mine, he was just driving in front of me, maybe about 60 km from Beitbridge on the Zimbabwean side. He hit a cow, 180,000 rand damage. To tow truck it back here.
Wow.
Small cow. I mean,
Have you had
how
a
many
close-
cows can you buy for 180,000?
Have you had a
rand?
close call?
No.
You've been very fortunate.
I nearly hit an elephant in Chirundu, yeah, the border at Zimbabwe. The thing is, they sent me on a new route, and they sent me. I didn't have abnormal load that time, so I was able to drive at night. And at 11 o'clock at night, I phoned my controller in Pretoria. I told him, listen, Chirundu, this town, how does it look? I must be close now because the GPS says only 2 km. He said, it's not a town. You will see maybe 5 lights there. And as I passed the corner, there was an elephant cow with a calf standing in the road grazing. I missed her like this.
So you had
And
to
that thing
swerve
is-
somewhat.
Yeah. But you can't swerve with 60 tons. Just a little bit. And that was a close call.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
No way to
Because they
stop.
come out at night. And there in Chirundu, you get plenty. And the other thing is interesting that I found out. You won't get any baboons or apes in Zambia because they eat them. But you'll get them in Zimbabwe. And you won't get them in Congo because they also eat them. Malawi also, they eat them.
Bushmeat.
Yeah, they eat them.
So you will.
And the baboons are so clever at the border, they will only stay on the Zimbabwean side.
Yeah.
They won't cross.
Oh,
They're a
the-
big problem in Zimbabwe.
The
but they won't
legend
cross.
has transferred to the
They
tribe.
won't cross to the Zambian side.
That is interesting.
So you drive at night. You'll drive at night.
Not if it's abnormal, I'm not allowed. We steal sometimes, yeah.
No.
For time, for the next truck
Yeah.
stop, if we see it's too far, just for safety, but you are not allowed. The thing is, the cops, they won't give you grief. They don't know the law that much. They're just there for the money. So normally what we do is, our trucks are too long. It's about 30 meters long, a normal truck. So they'll just see the horse. He's standing here, I give him some money. By the time I'm past, I'm already gone. They don't have cars. They get dropped off.
No.
They don't have cars there to chase you. Nothing. The cops are on foot. Only in like places like Harare.
But
they
what
drive
if you
BMWs
just-
and
what if
whatnot,
you-
but they don't-
well-
all those cars are now mostly wrecked because they don't service them.
So isn't it very dangerous to be driving at night?
No.
No?
I like driving at night because of your fuel consumption is better because your wear and tear on your tires, there's no wind, and the roads are quiet, more quiet, except for the animals. But for other vehicles, and the thing is, there's no road signs, so you will get like in Zimbabwe. There's a place, I think you've got it on camera. They've got a board there in Kitwe, I think. There's a 90-degree turn. Now you can imagine the first time you go there. On the board, it says dangerous incident ahead. I mean, that can be anything. A snake on the road, accident, what. But that's what the board says. So that is now the curve. Dangerous incident ahead.
They didn't
The
say,
whole sentence doesn't make sense.
but until you realize you will be
Yeah,
creating.
you will
this.
be the incident, right? Yeah.
Because you don't know what to expect
Yeah,
now. Is
yeah,
there
sure,
only a
sure.
pothole? What is happening?
Yeah.
What kind of accidents have you seen on the road?
Plenty.
Tell me about some of them.
Big ones. Big ones. Truck accidents. Big ones. There's a very, very dangerous mountain. If you go through from Zimbabwe to Zambia side, you cross the Zambezi River, you get a town called Chirundu. And from there, you get Siavonga, where you turn left to Kariba. We go straight through the mountains. It's about 70 km you go through the mountains. And there's no signs. I've seen guys dying there. Especially those copper trucks because they are loaded. And those trucks from Zimbabwe and those places, they don't have brakes.
So
I've seen very, very ugly accidents.
So in other words, if one of those trucks is coming down and loses it and you're in its way,
Luckily, it didn't happen yet.
it can
think I
be
will
the
jump.
problem. Have you seen
it
two
can be
trucks
a problem.
collide because of that?
No, I've never seen an accident happen, but I've came across accidents that the trucks, the wrecks are there, and the people are still inside. And it must have happened 30 seconds or what before I was there. But I've never seen two trucks collide. You can imagine 60 tons and 60 tons going 90 kilometers an hour towards each other. It's bound to be a
Total
bugger
catastrophe.
up.
Yeah.
And the things we are traveling with is abnormal. The biggest load I've carried is 120 tons. That's just my load. It's without my truck and trailer. That's just another 40. So now you're talking about 160 tons, moving at 80 kilometers an hour. It's
That's serious
dangerous.
business. You said you haven't seen, in which countries don't you see ambulances?
I've never seen any ambulances. I've seen in Botswana, Namibia, even in Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Congo, even in Tanzania, nothing. The other thing I saw is like in Tanzania and Congo, you can drive a motorbike without a helmet. In the other countries, it's illegal. There you can drive. There are sometimes 6 guys in one small 50cc motorbike. That is the thing they use most in Congo for transport is motorbikes.
And just small stuff then.
Yeah, I've seen a bicycle, a normal bicycle with 10 bags of cement on it. I took a photo of that as well. It's 500 kgs. It's half a ton on a
On
bicycle.
a bicycle. It's not a
You
train.
won't load it on your bakkie. Well, he's loading it on a bicycle.
Now wait a minute. Yeah, it's not like a trailer behind his
But the
bicycle.
thing is, what happens there in Tanzania and in Congo, the thing is those Indian guys that's got transport companies up here, what they do is they bring the load up to the no man's land to not to pay the cross-border fees for that load. They get these guys to put it, and they can move a whole truck, 34 tons in half an hour. Then they've got another truck on the other side. They move it through with the bicycles because there's no taxes on a certain amount. That guy will carry cement for 30 minutes. There's hundreds of bikes taking